All right, so the other week I went over the different paths that you as a self-publishing author can take to get your book onto Amazon.com for readers to purchase it. But today I'm going to specifically going through a step-by-step upload tutorial to show you how to upload your ebook directly onto Amazon through Amazon KDP or Kindle Direct Publishing. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm MK Williams. I'm an author and independent publisher. I love sharing my insights about all things self-publishing with you. Before I get into the details of today's video, don't forget to hit subscribe. That way you can be here every week as I release new videos on self-publishing, making a career to being an author, and now being a mompreneur. All right, so my MO with these videos that I post is to keep them short, sweet, and to the point. So the extra fluff that is on other videos really annoys me, so I'm just gonna hop right into the tutorial. So if you're watching this because you're planning to upload your book soon, or you're literally trying to upload it right now and you have me up on the other screen, these are the elements that you need to have with you before you go to upload your file, okay? So first you need your formatted ePub or .docx file. You need your ebook cover, your ISBN, your book description. You should know the categories and keywords you're going to be inputting, and you should know your prices. Okay, let's hop in. All right, so today we're going to be uploading an ebook onto KDP or Kindle Direct Publishing. So I've done this multiple times in my career, so I'm going to try to actually slow down. I kind of do it pretty quickly now, so I'm going to slow down so I can do this tutorial for you. So as you can see, I'm starting on the KDP login page. So the first thing I need to do, I need to sign into my account. Okay, now right when you sign in, the first place it takes you to is what's called your book shelf. Now, if you are logging in for the very first time and you have no books, you will see all of these items here, and you will not see any books. Obviously, you wouldn't have any, but for now, I am just going to click Start plus ebook here. So it tells you, oh, you can do Kindle Vella, that's cool. Quality issues dashboard. I had one quality issue years ago and it's been resolved, but the dashboard still shows up. So it is nice that it tells you if any readers have reported something so you can fix it. Obviously you want to be able to fix that. And then you can add your ebook, your paperback, or a hardcover. Today I'm just going to be adding an ebook, but in future videos I will be showing you the other two options. So I'm just going to click here for plus Kindle ebook. Okay, and it's asking me to just confirm all my information and log in again. That's fine. Okay, so the very first page it shows up, you're going to do ebook details, ebook content, and then ebook pricing. So right now I'm going to go ahead and start to fill this out. Now it does default the primary language as English, which is nice because my book is in English. If your book is not in English, you would just drop down and change that. But I'm doing English, so I'm not going to change that. Okay, this is the alpha. Nina. Okay, so this is where I would add the series if I already had it set up. I'm actually going to be doing a separate video just on adding a series page. So there used to be a much more manual process for adding a series for books. This is the second book in a series. So the first book is on my KDP bookshelf, but not listed as a series because it was just the first book. So I'm going to show you how to do that from scratch. But if I already had this series in there, like when I upload a new book from my Author Your Ambition series, that series already exists. So I just would click Add Series Details here. And then I could add that, okay? I could create the new series here, or I could add it to an existing series. But again, I'm going to do a whole separate video just on starting from scratch. If you have several books and you're like, wait, how do I get this series page? I'm doing a whole separate video on that. But just for the purpose if you're watching here, if there is an existing series or a new series, you could also create it from this page, okay? Okay, so the next thing asks for the author name. It's my name, MK Williams, boom. There we go. I don't have any additional contributors. So this would be if I had somebody wrote a foreword, if I co-authored the book, if it was maybe an illustrated book and I needed to put in the illustrator's name, that's what I would definitely do there. Okay, so next is the description. Now, I'm showing you this in other videos too. I've already written my description. I've already proofed it. So this isn't something I'm just coming in and guessing. This is something I've already written. So I'm going over to this Google Doc that I have. Control C, Control V. Boom. And it looks like it still kept all my formatting. So where things were italicized, it kept that. So I don't have to go back and do that, which is really nice. Okay. So that's how I like my description to look. All right. Now I own the copyright and I hold the necessary publishing rights. That's right. I am a self-published author. I own these rights. Nobody else owns them. So I am going to say I own the copyright. Okay, so up next after publishing rights is keywords. Now I have looked up keywords for the first book in the series, so I'm actually going to be going ahead and using similar keywords here. Again, you want to have long tail keywords. You want to have something that's really specific, so when people search for your book, it comes up. So this is a science fiction book, so I would not use just science fiction as a keyword. I'm going to be using very specific keywords here, so I'll start to type those in and you'll kind of get the idea. Boom, alternate history, time travel, fiction. All right, that's super specific, but within there, if somebody's searching for alternate history fiction, time travel fiction, my book's also going to pop up. So time travel saga, I want that one. Quantum multiverse fiction. Now I did a whole video on updating categories and keywords that you can check out for how I found these, how I've figured out that these were going to be good, really rich keywords that I would want to use. Okay, so those are the keywords. Now I can go in and I can edit these later. So say I thought that one keyword would be really good. I can go in at another time into Author Central and change those. So that's really helpful. Okay, so now for my categories. Now I can pick 2 categories here. I can add more in Author Central. So I'm just going to be picking 2 here, and that's going to be fiction. Big science fiction category. Okay. Okay, so I picked science fiction, action, adventure, and science fiction, time travel. These are the really broad, very large categories. I have, when I did my research, I have very specific categories I'm going to be adding in later. That's part of that thread. So again, I have a video on that you can go and check out as well. That's really specific to just how did I find these categories? How did I know what would work? Okay, so I don't have a children's book, so I'm not going to be doing this optional age range. If you do have a children's book, you should definitely include that because that's very important to have so parents know, oh, is this right for my kid, or is this below their reading level, is this too high? So if you have a children's book, definitely add that there. Or if it's maybe not a children's book, but like a middle grade book, a YA book, definitely put that in there. My book is for grown-ups. It's not like grown-up material. It's just not intended for children, so I'm not filling that out. Okay, so I can say I'm ready to release my book now, or I can put it on pre-order. I'm doing a pre-order. That's part of my overall strategy with this book. Now, as you can see, I am uploading this book on December 31st, 2021. I am not announcing the pre-order until next Saturday, which is the 8th of January. So I'm doing this now because I know it's going to take a couple days for this to get approved and show up on Amazon. If I just try to do this on the 8th, it might not show up right on time. So I'm telling people, hey, there's a pre-order and it might not be there. So I'm doing this ahead of time because I know the system could take a little bit. I also know, yes, I have fans, I have followers, but like in general, if I'm not telling people the book's there, no one's going to find it. So I can still have my big splash next week. So I'm going to say the series release date. So even though I'm announcing the pre-order next week, the book won't release until Tuesday, March 1st. Okay. So that's saying, hey, you have this much time to submit your final version. And when I first started uploading to KDP, this was known, but like they wouldn't send you reminders. Now they will send you a lot of reminders. So even if you know you're uploading your final version, they're still going to send you reminders. Don't panic. Don't freak out. They're just trying to help you make sure you have the correct version in there. My preference is I do not upload anything until it's done in final. I know some authors will set a pre-order with drafts in there and try and get it in under the wire. I do not thrive under that kind of pressure, and I do not recommend that. I've seen it go very bad for people. So definitely make sure you have all your final content. Okay, so this is the final page for the details page. So now I'm ready to go on to continue and go in to fill in the content. It's nice that it saves with each step, because if I had to do everything again, I you know, get frustrating after a while. Okay, so this is asking about digital rights management, or DRM, for your ebook. I highly suggest you do some research on this to decide if this is right for you or not. There are some people who feel very strongly for it and very strongly against it. And you know, this is a decision for your book, so I'm going to let you make that decision on your own. I'm not going to tell you which way to go. I pick yes for my books. I can change that. But yeah, that's what I usually pick. Okay, do you have your file ready to upload? Boom. Yes, I have my final file. Again, they're giving you the option to say you're going to do that later. It makes me nervous. It just, yeah, part of my anxiety. No, I would not do that. Okay, so now I'm going to upload my ebook Manuscript. Now, again, I'm filming this at the end of 2021. Hopefully, all this advice applies at least through 2022. But as of today, when you're uploading, you have to upload a docx Word document, Microsoft Word document, an ePub document, or a document that's created through Kindle Create. You cannot upload a Mobi format anymore. This is a little frustrating because for us authors, it's a great ePub. Everywhere that we need to upload takes ePub except for KDP. It's great they're finally doing ePub. We only need ePub files. Well, a lot of our ARC readers or advanced readers or just readers in general still need a Mobi file to read something on their Kindle. So hopefully that end catches up and it will just be ePub from here on out. But for me, I'm uploading an ePub document today because I had my book formatted by Formatted Books and they gave me a beautiful ePub file. So I found my ePub, the Alphanina. There we go. So that's uploading. Now, embedded in the ePub file is the cover image. I will still be asked to upload a cover image here. So just keep that in mind. That's going to be asked for. For most of the platforms, some will pull the cover from the ePub file. But in this case, I still need to upload one. So I can use the cover creator. I don't want to do that. I already have a beautiful cover that was also made by Formatted Books. A beautiful cover. I did that cover reveal, which it's scheduled to go on my channel next week. But by the time you see this video, it will have aired. So hopefully you like the beautiful cover that they did. I think it's perfect. Perfect. Okay, so it is processing the file. And what I need to do is launch this previewer before I can move forward. But I see here it says that there's 2 potential spelling errors. I'm going to view them. Well, it says it's processing again. Okay, so my cover file is processing, so I'm going to go here and click Launch Previewer. Now this is going to take a couple minutes, but obviously I'm going to be looking at the preview of my book before I approve anything. Yes, even though I've looked at the ePub file when it was being formatted by Formatted Books, I've seen everything before. This is my last chance to look at it and say, yes, my eyes have passed over it. I am the publisher because I'm self-publishing, so I'm going to make sure that this is accurate. So obviously I'm going to wait for my files here. It does take a couple minutes, and I'll probably just kind of speed through this so you're not sitting here just through this whole process. Okay, there we go. Now, as you caught there, there's like a little glitch. Kindle was like, oh, there's a problem, go back. And then I clicked on it again and now it's showing up. So sometimes the glitches are with the Amazon website, like it just happens. So again, I always try and pack my patience and know that glitches can come up. This is a computer program. Okay, so let's go ahead here and start to look through the book. As you can see, I have these little arrows. I can adjust this and say, oh, I want to see it as a phone version of the book. If it was on somebody's Kindle app, I want to see this as like the Kindle e-reader device. So how is it going to look with this grayscale? Beautiful. Now there's some really beautiful imagery that they did in the print book that sometimes doesn't always translate through to the ePub files, and that's fine. You know, it's more important to me that the text is correct and the story is correct. You know, I really obviously like some of those elements that they had, but you know, it's okay. It's more important that the story is there. Okay. Again, you can continue to go through, you can kind of jump to different places and see that. So yeah. Obviously when I make it the smaller item, it takes longer, so I'm going to go back to the tablet where it's going to show me everything. Okay. All right, that's it. All right, so I'm going to go back to the book details now. Don't exit out. You want to go back to book details to get back to that same page that you were at. It does not open this in a new tab, so do not click exit. Otherwise, you have to go back in and do it again. So keep in mind for that. Okay, so here's what they said. They think there are 2 spelling errors. I'm going to view them. Sometimes it's like if I have a character name that they don't recognize. Yep, okay, so I made up a fake confirmation number. Yep, ignore. Okay. Multiversally. I don't think that's a word. I made it up for the book, so I'm just going to ignore that too. All right, back to content. But I always want to check those. Again, I've done all my editing. I've done everything else for the book. So I'd be surprised if there was a true spelling error, but it's always good to check. Okay. So now Kindle ebook ISBN, I'm going to be adding my ISBN because I am the publisher. I always want to make sure that my ISBNs are there. Okay, so as you can see here, it's saying it's optional. Amazon is saying that Kindle ebooks are not required to have an ISBN. And so there are a lot of people who self-publish who go with the quote unquote free ISBN from Amazon, where they're just going to assign you an ASIN and not an actual ISBN. I have so many videos on this channel explaining why I think you should own your ISBNs. Yes, even for ebooks. So I will link those so you can check those out. I have my own ISBN. I'm going to be publishing this to more than just the Amazon platform. So I need to have an ISBN because other platforms do require ISBNs for the ebook. So I need to make sure I own that ISBN so I can take it to any potential platform that I'm going to upload to. And I put in my publisher information as it shows up in Bowker so it's consistent. Okay, so I've uploaded the content, and on all that, I'm going to continue to the next page. Okay, so now we're going to talk about pricing. Now, like I said, I'm going to be publishing my book wide. I'm going to be having this book on multiple platforms, and I'm going to do video tutorials for all of those. So I am not going to enroll my book in KDP Select. When you do this, you are saying that your ebook will only be on Amazon. So because I want my book elsewhere, I do not want to click that. Only click this if you're going to be exclusive. Do not try and trick the system. Do not think you're smarter than Amazon. They will find it. They will take your book off. It will be bad. If you are going exclusive with Amazon, then this is where you would elect that to be in KDP Select. It is a 90-day enrollment period. If you're not sure, you want to try it out for 90 days and then try going wide, you could do that. I've tried that in the past with mixed results. So I always just take my books wide now. I have lots of videos about going wide and a whole book on it if you want to check that out as well. Okay, now territories. So I am saying that I own the worldwide rights to my book. I own it everywhere. And this is important, especially for authors where if you find some commercial success with your book, you may be able to sell the rights for different languages to different publishers. I know in the self-publishing space, a lot of us are like, no, we're doing everything ourselves. But there's certain things where I might say, if there ever was a publisher interested in translating this book, I would probably say, you know what? You know your market better than I do. Go ahead. And that's where I would have to say individual territories and exclude ones where I've sold the rights to somebody else to have those. But that's not the case. I have not done that. So I have all the rights, all territories, all formats to this book. So that's why I'm clicking that. Okay. Okay, now I'm anticipating most of my sales will come from the US. I actually have data on my sales. I've sold books in a lot of different countries through Amazon, but majority do still come from the US, Amazon.com. Maybe if I was based in Canada and most of my fans were Canadian, I would do .ca. If I was in the UK, maybe .co.uk, but I live here in the US and most of my book sales come from the US, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so select a royalty plan. I would like to get 70% of my royalty. Now, a lot of people, if you're going to do this strategy where your ebook is priced under $2.99, you're automatically going to be in the 35% royalty option. And so some people might think, well, if I'm charging above $2.99, why would I ever pick the 35% option? If you want to have your book priced above $9.99 as an ebook, you would have to then go back to that 35% option. Again, I think ebooks above $9.99 are questionable unless it's a huge bundle. So I am not going to be doing that. So I'm going to be going with the 70% royalty option. And now I'm going to be filling in my pricing. Now I did a whole pricing overhaul for all of my books and looked at all of the different markets, all of the different things. Now, once I type in the price here, it is going to auto convert the price based on current currencies. But I did research to kind of figure out, well, what's a fair price in each of these markets? Like, I don't want my book to be too high or too low. So I'm going to be going in and manually updating this. So that way I feel like the price is going to be fair for the reader in that market based on what you would expect to see for my genre for my book. I'd suggest you do this for your book. You may not be writing, multiverse science fiction. You may be writing something totally different. And so definitely take a look at this. But at the same time, like, don't overwhelm yourself with hundreds of tasks to do, and let that keep you from actually getting the book done. Done is better than perfect, in my opinion. So you can always go in and change these prices later. You can publish it and then say, you know what, I went back and I looked at everything like she said, and I do want to adjust these. You can do that. It's your book. You can make that price adjustment on KDP at any time. It does, it might take a little bit to show through, because you always are going to be subject to them reviewing the updates that you provided. So to do that. Okay, so I've gone in and I've updated everything here. Now it's showing me, with taxes, what I would be getting through, delivery, if there's a fee. So the file size is teeny tiny, thank goodness. So I'm only paying 8 cents. So that's great with me. I think that's a nice, robust royalty rate. Now for my print books, it'll be lower because there's a print cost. So that's part of my strategy here, is I want to make sure I'm still getting a fair average royalty on all of these. So I'm looking through, everything looks like I'll actually be making money. Nothing's in the red. Yay. Okay. And then the next thing is book lending. Allow lending. Why is this locked? Okay. Titles with a 70% royalty option are required to be enrolled in Kindle book lending. Cool. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. All right, pre-order terms. So this is just reminding me that, yep, I have all the necessary rights for marketing and distribution in each of the territories I selected. I'm compliant. I know I'm compliant. I've read through that. So I'm going to now submit the book for pre-order. Boom. Done. Yay, congratulations. The book's been submitted. Now here it says it can take up to 72 hours for your title to be available. And this is something I really want to stress. I see a lot of authors, going into different forums and different Facebook pages saying, I submitted my book on Amazon. I'm launching it today. I have everything set for my pre-order announcement and it's not showing up. Well, that's because you submitted it today and expected magically the magic elves at Amazon would just get it all done today. So one thing to consider is an actual human is going to look at this. So yes, they're going to be doing some of the technical background checks, but they're going to make sure you do own this. This isn't just an empty book filled with gobbledygook and, just random made up stuff. Like, it's going to actually be a book that's legible. There are some bad actors that were on Amazon in the past that were just trying to stuff things in. So there is a manual review, but it takes up to 72 hours. Now, I've never had a book actually take that full 72-hour review, but you never know. So that's why I always plan ahead. So if this takes 72 hours, it maybe starts to show up on Amazon Monday or Tuesday. I then need to go and enable distribution from Ingram Spark so I can get the print pre-order, which is not available on Amazon. Still waiting for that. So that way it can link so that by next Saturday when I actually announce this pre-order, everything's showing up nice and clean for my readers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click close. I am not going to start my paperback now, Amazon, because you do not allow me to have a pre-order for my paperback, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. But when I am ready, after the book has launched on March 1st, I will be going here to click create paperback, and I will likely do another tutorial to show you guys that. Okay, so now I'm just waiting. It says pre-order in review, and when it is all done, it'll say pre-order live. And then once the pre-order is done, it'll say live. So, all right, I will go back to the regular video now. Okay, and that is how you upload an ebook onto Amazon KDP. And if you like sci-fi, then check out the Alpha Nina on Amazon or anywhere else that you can find great books. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe. That lets YouTube know that you're getting value from this information and can help get it in front of other authors like us. Now you can get back to writing your book. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. And before you head off to watch another video on YouTube, whether it's on my channel or another channel, or go off to write your book or start to make a plan for self-publishing, I wanted to let you know that I offer one-on-one consults to help authors make their plan to self-publish their first book, or to help them with their business. So I do my best to answer every question that comes in on this channel in the comments. I really like connecting with you guys, but sometimes there's a question that comes through that's just so specific to an author's specific plan or book, and it requires a lot of nuance, and it's really hard for me to go and write, a novel practically in the comments, kind of giving my thought and nuance and options and things like that. So I found that having these consults is an easy way for me to be able to connect, answer questions, and get you a specific answer to your book instead of something that's general, really just not specific advice. So if you head over to Calendly, you can book some time on my calendar. I keep it up to date, so you'll always know that that's a time that I'm available to meet, and it's super easy. So just pick whether you want to talk about your business and where you're stuck and how to get your business further, or if you actually just want to get your book out there for the first time. So you just pick one of those and it'll show my calendar, and then boom, you just pick a time that works for you. Super easy, confirm. It's really nice to be able to connect with everybody, and hopefully we'll be chatting soon.